picture this, Gary, okay?
Okay.
For those listening and not watching, I am showing a picture of Gary to Gary. On the left,
Yes.
you and I meet at a Milwaukee airport 2017. I'm drowning in debt.
Yes.
I have copious amounts of debt. 60K student loan debt. Flash 2 years later, bingo bango, Flip Life paid off the student debt, all thanks to Trash Talk. A little gift for you.
I like it. I'll cherish it.
Yeah.
I will get that on the shelf.
Yeah, wherever you'd like, you know? But just a huge thank you, first off, for even taking the time to do this.
Happy to do it.
And when I met you in 2017, briefly, that was like a turning point in my life to go hard at paying off the student loans with the Flip Life.
I can't imagine.
Well, it's crazy. I have old school Irish working class parents.
Yes.
And my dad's like, you could probably just hang out at your job another hour or two, you know, and not go hard on the side hustle. And I was like, there's a guy over there, 10 outs and yards, who's flipping mugs, you know, like there is a way out of this.
Yes. Sitch.
Yeah, exactly. And
There always is.
Totally.
And sometimes it's work ethic.
Right.
And sometimes it's meditation.
Yep.
And sometimes it's the gym.
Yep.
I just don't understand how people don't realize that tens, if not hundreds of millions of people a year change their circumstances from dark to light, thus rendering the excuses and the non-action not true.
Totally.
You can sit and say people got lucky, people are Nepo babies. There are billions of people over the last decades who've been in worse situations than you, that got to happier places than you, and you can start to realize you can do that too.
Right. That was a freaking bomb right there. Now TikTok comes out, flash forward to like posting those flip videos again, but on TikTok. And there was one that like blew up. It went to like 2 million in like a couple hours. So now it's leaving my like following. It's going in like the hate direction.
Of course.
And I turned to Ashley, I was like, should I erase this? I was like, I'm getting like, this is unethical.
Yeah.
How could someone do this?
Yeah.
Like, you should be donated. All this crazy stuff.
People are really good at you should. The world has
100%.
become remarkable at should instead of doing what they should be doing.
Right.
The only person that you should be deploying should on is yourself.
Right.
But we love to deploy should on everyone else.
Yeah.
People have gotten really good at telling everybody else what they should be doing and not telling themselves what they should be doing. I'll tell you something. What you should be doing is focusing on yourself instead of spending all your time on the internet telling other people what you should be doing.
Yes.
It's insane how crazy it is to deploy judgment and negativity on other people at scale.
Right.
What a wild life.
Totally.
I really have compassion and empathy and sympathy for those people.
Yeah.
I really do. I have no anger towards them, but I really don't want that for them.
Right. Totally.
I don't think they understand the cocoon they're in.
Totally.
You know, this is my big issue with people that are happy, is they're not loud enough. The world's backwards right now. The people that are most unhappy are spending all their time trying to tear everyone else down.
Right.
And then the people that are happy are too silent
Right.
and not deploying love towards others enough.
That's exactly
I
right.
feel like that's what we're feeling.
Is there ever a world where you kind of collectively boil everything down at Vayner and just kind of peacefully go about doing the Flip Life full time? Like,
I love that you've heard that from me because I don't say it often, 25 times a year, where I think about piecing out. Either doing one of two things: completely stop making content and run my businesses in the dark,
right.
or completely piecing out for real, selling everything and garage selling full time,
Right.
or completely piecing out, selling everything and opening up like some weird destination in some rural place like the middle of Pennsylvania that people can come to and schedule time and bang out an hour of like mental conversation.
Be like Oz.
Like what
Everyone
I
would
love
be
to do.
skipping
Like
around
why,
and,
why
yeah.
I'm already 10 minutes late on this.
Yeah.
Like, I love talking to people, never shave again,
Right.
and just look crazy. And so, you know, I'm fascinated by those feelings in my body.
Yeah.
And does that mean that I'm building more momentum towards actually doing that? Like, even as I'm talking right now, I'm like, fuck, these are going to be the clips that people look at in 16 years when I peace.
Right.
If I peace out, everybody quit.
Right.
You can be professionally successful. You can build a real business. You can do things in your life.
Right.
And that doesn't compromise you being a nice person.
Totally. So it's interesting. We're at a weird point now in our lives where we're 28 years old, full-time social media, as a 28-year-old, where, because you hear all this, the smoke of like stocks, real estate, but where would you put your dollars?
The place where you would like to put it.
Yeah.
Here's what I mean by that. You can just sit on it.
Right.
You could put it into CDs and you can make some interest.
Right.
Money's worth money now. Like you can actually make money on your money.
Yeah.
So if you have $100,000 and you want to make 6, 7, 5, 7 points on it, look, I think the stock market has been a good play, and I think it will continue to be as long as America's around, which is why it's a safe bet. So that could be interesting. Real estate is work.
Totally.
The stock market, if you believe in certain stocks or you get a money manager and somebody diversifies it, it's really, in essence, this thing people talk about, passive income.
Right.
At some level, that's passive. You've made a decision. But if you buy a piece of real estate, I promise you, people love to think it's easy. It's not. Like
100%.
Especially if you rent to someone's house. What if they take a shit on the floor? You got to clean it up. Like real shit. Real estate is great, but has its own kind of thing. For me at 28, if you're capable of earning, I'm a big fan of higher risk behavior to learn.
Right.
So early stage investing.
Right.
That's what changed the course of my career.
Totally.
I didn't have a lot of money when I invested in Facebook and Twitter.
Right.
But I had conviction. I would tell you and every other 28-year-old that's got a couple dollars, have conviction around it.
Yeah.
Invest in something you know and like.
It's awesome hearing you. Yeah.
Know and like.
Right.
If I'm you, I might just put the money into paying 22-year-old yous to scale how you got here. What about putting the money into employees to flip?
Yeah, right.
What about creating a business where you share it 50-50 with the 22-year-olds that are listening to you who don't have options, and I'll team up with this dude. And wait, you're paying me a salary and you're giving me 50% of the profits?
Right.
So I think sometimes people
That's interesting.
get away from what got them there.
Totally.
Look what I decided to do. I decided to start a company around how I actually built my dad's business.
Right.
A marketing company.